Do you plan on wearing flip-flops this summer? Watch this first. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Grown and Healthy, the channel where we explore self-improvement through movement. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the damage done by wearing flip-flops. This is the time of year in which everyone sheds off the layers of clothes that they've been wearing across the country. Now, the flip-flop is a staple amongst the world. You can go anywhere from Rio de Janeiro right to New York City and see flip-flops, especially these thong variants popularized these days by companies such as Havaianas. If you're watching this channel, you would understand that this is probably the single most damaging footwear that you could wear. In fact, I would go as far to say that this is right up there with stiletto heels in terms of the damage done. Now, I find it funny that qualified people recommend that you can wear these, and they will also recommend that you wear or perform certain exercises that don't help you. The idea is that these shoes actually force your gait to be interrupted. In fact, there is no shoe that ruins the gait quite like the flip-flop. You see, with each step that you make wearing a pair of flip-flops, you ingrain poor movement mechanics. And every time that you step forward, you're engaging in excessive toe curling. And what that means is that you are gripping the ground with the joint of the big toe itself. Between the tip of the big toe and the ball of the big toe, in fact, amongst all the toes, you are constantly clawing, when actually in that portion of the gait cycle, you should be extending. Your toes should be in a dorsiflexed position or in an extended position. Now, what that means for the long term is that you are creating less pressure where it should be placed, which is on the ball of the foot. Instead, now you are transferring the balance or the center of gravity over the toes, the tips of the toes, in order to keep the sole adhered to the overall foot. You see, because you're wearing a pair of flip-flops, the only point of security is around this piece. And the only way to keep the flip-flop adhered to your foot is by excessive toe grip. And that will create a dysfunction in your gait cycle. So even when you are now wearing heels, sneakers, dress shoes, you will find that you will scrunch your toes with every step that you make. And that has been ingrained from wearing a flip-flop. Now, if you are someone who also walks on their toes, or toe walks, so to speak, you may have spent a large portion of your childhood walking with flip-flops. Now, what would I recommend? I would recommend a sandal that has a secure strap around the ankle. I believe that a strap around the ankle and the midfoot is the best design that you can have with the freedom of a sandal. That way, you no longer engage in excessive curling, and your toes are allowed to extend at the proper moment of your gait cycle, engaging the windlass mechanism. One case, it's seen as an exercise that physiotherapists and podiatrists seemingly unanimous on prescribing this to their clients, the toe curl or the towel curl, in which you engage in pulling the towel towards your body using the motion of flexion of your toes. And that is engaging in the same toe grip that we are trying to avoid here. Now, it is seen as an exercise that will develop your foot strength and alleviate your flat feet, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that it actually exacerbates the weakness that you have in your foot. You see, by engaging in the towel curl, you are excessively focusing on the plantar fascia, which is not the main driver for arch strength. And through that, when I was given the task to fix my flat feet, I was recommended this exercise, and I did it to such an extent that I developed hypertrophy in the sole of my foot, thickening the sole, which may not be a bad thing in the long run. But for many of the people who are watching this video, I know that is probably not the main goal, that you are trying to get arch height and to alleviate the pronation in your ankle. And let the record show that this exercise does none of those things. So there is no arch gains from the towel curl. Please do not be fooled. The people who are recommending it have not alleviated their flat feet or never had flat feet to begin with. All right, guys, this is just a quick PSA. Please throw these in the trash, and please do not let your children wear them. These are the equivalent of smoking cigarettes for your feet.